Have you ever wondered how investors like myself find deals off market? In this market, as you all know, it is so hard to find a good deal, and it's almost next to impossible to find a good deal on the MLS. That's why you always hear investors saying that they're looking for something off market. But how do you find something off market? How do you find a good deal that's not in front of everybody's face? Well, there's a bunch of ways to find an off market deal, but my favorite way is a strategy that most likely you're not gonna do. What am I talking about? Let's get to it. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you did not already know, my name is Jay Costa and I am a real estate investor, agent, and builder here in Northern New Jersey. If you get value after watching this video, please smash that like button down below and also consider subscribing. We are building a tight-knit community here of like-minded individuals looking to build wealth in real estate. So if that interests you, definitely consider subscribing, hit that notification bell, and also go into the description box and click the link to our Discord server where we're going to be growing this community at the grassroots level. We'll be discussing real estate investing strategies, HELOC strategies. So if that interests you, definitely check out the Discord server down below. And in this video, I'm going to go over the #1 way that I myself find off-market properties and deals for both my investor and builder clients as well as for myself, and that is cold calling. I will share with you my step-by-step process on how I cold call prospective home buyers, how I get their contact info, as well as share with you the strategies that I put in place in order to follow up with these prospective off-market deals and how to close them. Now, I know the idea of cold calling may make some of your stomachs churn in anxiety and stress, right? It's not the favorite thing. It's not the most favorite thing for people in real estate to do. But honestly, it's been like the bread and butter of my business in real estate going back to 2015. And my idea has always been very simple. Call as many homeowners as humanly possible, see if they have any interest in selling at all. If they do, gather their contact information, their phone number and their email, and then follow up with them until they do something, whether it's through me or someone else. Now, there are many ways to find off-market properties. You could use a mailer campaign, you could use social media and internet advertising, you could go right to people's doors. I always felt like cold calling was the quickest and the easiest way to get in front of homeowners that may be looking to sell. And it's the most cost effective as well as the most time efficient in my opinion as well. But I always felt that cold calling was both the easiest to get started as well as the easiest to stand out because so many investors as well as other agents simply do not do it because they're afraid. So let's first start off with a simple question. Are you afraid of cold calling? So if you are afraid, that is a good thing. And the reason for that is because most people are afraid of cold calling before they start. And since most people are afraid, most people don't do it. So all you have to do is just start cold calling and you're ahead of 90 to 95% of your competition just by making the first call. Now, what do you need to do to get started cold calling? Well, first, you're going to need a list of homeowners to call. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Next, you're going to need a dialer of some sort, online dialer. That way you don't have to manually put in numbers into your phone. That would take forever. And lastly, you're going to need a CRM or a contact management tool of some sort in order to keep track of follow-up for anyone that you talk to who shows interest in selling in the future. So who do you call? So first, you have to start off by picking an area that you want to focus on. This is what I call farming. Next, you're going to want to find a list of homeowners in that area that you're going to want to contact. You could do this in a few different ways. First, you could use a lead service or a skip tracing tool where basically you select an entire area of where you want to farm. It pulls all of the homeowners in that area's information, puts it right in front of you, puts it right into your dialer, and you're ready to call. Now, that's great because you'll get a lot of people to call, but you're going to have a lot of people to call, and it's not the most time effective strategy because there's so many people to call, and most of those are going to be people or homeowners and homes that maybe you wouldn't be interested in speaking with. Maybe it's going to be a new construction house. Maybe it's going to be a house that just sold last year. People that really have very little desire or very small chance that they're going to sell in the near future. So you're going to want to filter that down a little bit. When you filter it down, you're going to want to focus on a couple different things. properties that are older, properties that need work, properties that are in pre-foreclosure, properties that are owned by an estate. You're looking for basically a situation where the property is at least somewhat distressed, whether that's physically the property being distressed or financially the owner being distressed. So for this, I would recommend an all-in-one tool that's called PropStream. Now, PropStream is, like I said, an all-in-one tool based on real estate investing. It allows you to farm a specific area and pull the information from everyone in that area, and you could filter the criteria down to whatever you're possibly looking for. So, for instance, if you only want to focus on multifamilies, you could do that. Only single families, you could do that. You can get rid of condos and townhouses. You can get rid of new construction properties. You can get rid of properties that have a too small or too big of a lot size. You could focus on how long each property owner has owned the property for. These are all really, really effective tools in order to filter down the criteria and get that list smaller. You want enough people to call, but not so much where you're wasting a lot of time. Also, if you are a realtor who has MLS access, you can use the MLS for this as well. You could basically go into the MLS, filter down what you're looking for in the area that you're looking in for properties that you would be interested in speaking with. I would look at both just general homeowners as well as homes that were already on the market and expired off the market without selling. Now, those are going to be harder because you have agents to compete with, but they're going to be more likely to sell in the near future. So once you get all that information from the MLS, you can then export it and import it into a dialer that you already have. Me personally, I use Mojo Dialer. I've been using it for a long time, probably 8 or 9 years, and I have no reason to leave. It's an awesome service. This is probably the most cost-effective way to build a list of prospective homeowners who may be looking to sell, but it is a little more time consuming because there are a few different steps that you need to take in order to get them into the systems that you need in order to start cold calling. Lastly, probably the most time consuming, but also the most effective way to build a list of homeowners who may be looking to sell their distressed property is what I call driving for dollars. When you're looking for properties here, you're gonna wanna look for a couple different things. You're gonna wanna look at overgrown grass and landscaping. You're gonna wanna look at filled up gutters. You're gonna wanna look at just dirty houses in general, a lot of newspapers in the driveway. All of these are very good signs that the seller, at the very least, is struggling to maintain the property and maybe looking to sell in the near future. Or it may even be vacant. Now, this list that you build by driving for dollars is going to be the best list of homeowners in your area that you're looking to farm. And the reason for that is it's not some list that you can go buy like everyone else. It's your list that you are building yourself. Now, for something like this, a tool that I would recommend is an app that is called exactly what it's called, Driving for Dollars app. I've used this app in the past, and it's a great way to get started if you're focusing on the driving for dollars strategy. It allows you to keep track of where you've driven already. It makes it very, very easy to save addresses and pull and skip trace information from each address. And it's a great tool to get started. And it also helps you with follow-up. You could use it for mailing campaigns and things like that. Now, once you have a list of properties, prospective homeowners who may be looking to sell, you need to start calling them. So how do you start calling them? As I stated before, I use Mojo Dialer to dial property owners. Now, there are many out there, but I have been a longtime customer of Mojo, probably 8 or 9 years at least, and I find it to be the best out there. It allows you to dial 3 lines at a time, drop voicemails for each one. It also has all of the lead services that you'd want: skip tracer, neighborhood search, FSBO search, expired search, all in one place. And I find it to be an awesome service, specifically because it's been around a long time. It's the most popular, so it can integrate with a lot of different CRMs that you may have. And they have an awesome team, honestly, a development team who's constantly looking to improve their product for their customer. And I don't think that I have seen the monthly price of Mojo Dialer go up in like 8 or 9 years. I could be wrong about that, but I'm a super happy customer. I would definitely recommend. I'll put a link in the description as well if you'd like to check them out. So once you start calling, what do you say? What are you supposed to say to these homeowners? Now, I don't have any particular script per se. There's many out there. Just find one that suits you, that you're comfortable with, and that suits your personality and your style. But me personally, I like to keep it very simple. And I'm not a huge hard sell guy. I kind of try to build a relationship based on trust right from the get-go. So I call and I simply say, "Hi, I'm looking for John Smith." They say, "Hello, this is he," or whatever. I say, "Hi, John, thanks for taking my call. I'm calling because I'm interested in your property 3 at 123 Main Street. Would you be interested in getting an all cash offer from me today? From there, let them talk, because they're going to tell you how serious or not they are based on how you read the conversation. There will be many homeowners, many that say, screw off, I'm not selling, don't call anymore. There's also going to be many homeowners as well who are just going to be fishing for a price just out of curiosity, but that's okay. I mean, you have to remember you called them, not the other way around. They're not wasting your time per se. Just go through the motions, go through the process, and build a level of trust that you're not just some Joe Schmo that's from some other part of the country or the state or whatever, that you're a local guy or girl, that you have some sort of connection to the area, and explain to them what you're doing, what your plan is, and why you're looking to buy something. There's a lot of reasons to be afraid of cold calling homeowners out of nowhere, but I find that many of them also do appreciate the hustle that you're putting in and the amount of work that you're putting in order to try to, better yourself and your family and your financial situation and, all of those things. Try not to focus too much on convincing them to sell their house to you right on that phone call. Just see where they're at, see how serious or not serious they are. Once you build a level of trust, if they show any sort of interest at all, try to set up a time to come look at the property. If you get an appointment to go look at the property, you can then kind of build another level of trust that you simply won't be able to do over the phone. Now, if they put a guard up and say, I'm not ready yet, that's okay as well. This is a numbers game. Remember that, a numbers game. You're not going to call 10 people and get 3 people who want to sell a house. It's going to take 100 to get 3 people max that want to even remotely think about selling their house. Max, okay? So it's a numbers game. So it's okay if they don't want to sell right now and they don't want to meet with you right now. Take down their information, their name, their phone number, and their email address. Put it into your CRM, and then that's when follow-up comes into play. Now, how do you follow up with these leads? Well, in all of my years of real estate, the number one thing that I've learned in regards to dealing with leads and contacts is that follow-up is where all of the money is. You can call the first time like 30 other people. You can call the second time like 10 other people. You can call the third time like 3 other people. And then you can call the fourth time where you're the only one that's left calling. And that's when you stand out, because they forget about the other 30 people that called them the first time because they all moved on to the next one. You're focusing on the follow-up. And since it is a numbers game, you want to get as many new calls as possible, but do not sleep on follow-up either, because follow-up, like I said, is going to get you those deals. You're not going to get someone who wants to sell their house on 1 or 2 calls. I would say it takes at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times calling someone in order to set up an appointment to go look at the property. Very simply put, if you don't follow up, you're not going to find anything. Now, how do you close these leads, these deals? Like I said, I'm not like a hard sell guy, okay? So I like to base my attitude, my presentation, and my reputation on trust. I think personally that homeowners today in 2024, if they're going to be selling their house off market, they don't want to sell it to some slick used car salesman sort of situation. It's a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. They know that, you know that. So they want to feel like they're getting the better end of the deal, not vice versa. That's why I find it very important to just build a rapport with them right from the beginning. Are you from the same area? Did you go to the same high school? Do you know any of the same people that may be able to vouch for you and your reputation? Do you go to the same restaurants? Do you go to the same sandwich place, coffee shop, whatever? Use something to build a connection with them. That way they have some sort of personal connection with you and have a level of trust that you're not going to screw them over. All of these add levels of trust to the relationship that's going to make it a seamless one if you get to the point where they do sell their house to you. And that you're a local looking to build a real estate portfolio in the area that you are familiar with, and not some guy or girl from out of the area who's looking to rob their house basically for pennies on the dollar. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, you will love my real estate investing playlist. I'll put a link in the description box down below, as well as up here in the corner. Let me know in the comment section, as well as the Discord server, what you think about my strategy using cold calls to find off-market deals. I've been doing it for a while, both as an agent with investor and builder clients looking for off-market properties, as well as for myself as an investor and builder myself. Honestly, more for myself most recently. But if you have any questions, if you have any feedback, you have any comments, what would you do if I called you and kind of went through the motions just like I explained on this video? Would you say go screw off, or would you say come meet with me in person to take a look at the house? Drop a comment in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time.